What if you could feel a real, noticeable difference in your health in just 15 days? Not with some crazy, complicated diet, but with just 1 teaspoon of a single ingredient. Well, today, we're diving into the source material on a plant that promises exactly that, the so-called miracle tree, Moringa.
It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? I mean, a single teaspoon a day, and your body starts to transform in just over 2 weeks. It is a really bold claim, but it's the core promise from our source material that we're going to break down right now.
So what's the big secret behind this 15-day promise? Well, it's a plant called Moringa. You might have heard it thrown around as a superfood, and honestly, the source material lays out a pretty compelling case for why it's earned that title. So let's get into it.
At its heart, moringa is basically a nutritional powerhouse. It's usually ground into this fine powder, which makes it incredibly easy to work into your daily routine. But here's the real kicker. According to the source, it's fast-acting. This isn't something you have to take for months and months to feel a difference.
Okay, this brings us to the most important part. How do you actually do it? The great news is the 15-day plan couldn't be simpler. Seriously, no blenders, no expensive gadgets, just a few really basic steps. All right, here's the whole recipe. You're going to start with just half a teaspoon of moringa powder in a little bit of warm water. We're talking about 50 to 75 milliliters. Then, you add a tablespoon of fresh lemon or lime juice for a little zing. Give it a really good mix, and if you see any powder bits left over, just run it through a little strainer. And that's it. Your daily shot is ready to go.
But listen, it's not just what you drink, it's when you drink it. And this part is absolutely crucial. The source is super specific about this. First thing in the morning on a totally empty stomach. Then, you've got to wait 30 minutes before you eat or drink anything else, except, plain water. This is highlighted as a key step for getting the maximum effect.
So, you've had your first moringa shot. Now what happens? You might think you'd have to wait for weeks to feel anything, but the source material makes a pretty surprising claim. The benefits can actually start showing up on day 1.
Yep, you heard that right, day 1. And this is what makes this routine so powerful, right? When you can feel a difference almost immediately, it's just so much easier to stay motivated and stick with a new habit. So what can you really expect on that very first day? Well, according to the source, you might notice your whole digestive system just feels better. Things are moving more smoothly. And that leads directly to this other amazing benefit. A clean, steady boost of energy that can last you all day without that awful crash you get from caffeine.
The source sums it all up with this simple but really powerful statement. The whole idea that you can feel a real tangible difference in your energy and your digestion so quickly is really at the heart of this moringa miracle.
And of course, the effects don't just stop after 24 hours. Oh no. As you keep taking those daily shots, the benefits actually start to build on each other and become even more noticeable in other areas of your health.
One of the first external signs you might actually see is in your skin. The source suggests that as your body gets healthier on the inside, it really starts to show on the outside, giving you clearer skin and this natural glow.
Okay, now this chart lays out some really interesting potential benefits, especially when you frame them as solutions to common issues. So if you struggle with puffiness or water retention, moringa may help with that. For anyone concerned with low iron levels, the source says it can help maintain them. And if blood sugar is a concern, it might even improve your insulin sensitivity.
So, what on earth is insulin sensitivity? Well, to put it simply, it's just how well your body uses insulin to manage blood sugar. Improving it is a huge deal for anyone who is diabetic or pre-diabetic, but honestly, it's also really important for stable energy levels and just general metabolic health for everyone. And the source specifically notes that moringa can be a really helpful tool here.
Okay, so we've covered digestion, energy, skin, and even blood sugar. But the list of potential benefits in the source material just keeps going, suggesting this is a true full-body boost.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If it can have an impact on your digestion and your energy and even your skin, what else is this little green powder capable of? Let's look at the full range of benefits mentioned in the source.
Okay, this is where it gets really impressive. For those of you who are focused on fitness, the source connects moringa to supporting weight loss and even faster athletic recovery. For your overall health, it mentions decreasing inflammation, which is fantastic for joint health, and even reducing cholesterol. And get this, thanks to its rich nutrient profile, packed with things like iron and amino acids, it might even promote stronger, healthier hair growth.
And really, it all comes back to that initial timeline. The central idea is just to give it 15 days of consistent daily use to really see and feel those first changes. And if you're loving the results, the source suggests you can safely keep the routine going for 2 to 3 months to really let those benefits build up.
So to wrap up what the source material is telling us, it's a super simple plan with a surprisingly fast timeline for some pretty amazing potential results. From all-day energy to healthier skin, the claimed benefits are seriously wide-ranging. The real takeaway here isn't just about a plant, though. It's about the possibility that a small, daily habit can create a huge change in just 2 weeks. The only question left is, what change do you want to see?